presiding judges of our courts across the country, honorable judges of the High Court, our Chief Registrar, the magistrates present to facilitate this occasion, the registrars here, Teresa Muganza, the country director of the IDLO, the facilitators and the presenters already present. Good morning. I have to say that I did not know that we were scared of coming to Mombasa, but if we were, then I'm so glad that so many of us are here present, because I know the numbers in the High Court, and even though I may not be a fast counter, I can already count more than half the judges, in fact more than 3/4 of the judges of the High Court are physically present. Thank you very much for being here. As I try to remain traditional in terms of the presentation, let me also say that I am not sure of a more opportune occasion for us to bond than this present occasion. I miss those days when we would freely have our annual colloquium without wondering whether, like now, I don't know whether I'm supposed to be speaking with my mask on or off, whether what I'm touching is safe for me or not, but the Lord God will sort that out for me. I am delighted to be here this morning and happy to have been invited. You know, Principal Judge, you know, you could have invited anyone else, but it is me you invited, and so I thank you. I have looked at the theme for this year, and it looks to me like the dual theme of this year's conference is performance improvement, navigating the new normal in dispute resolution. Looks to me like two things. This theme is particularly apt in the institution's current circumstances as we navigate the current leadership transition whilst continuing to engage with the unique challenges the judiciary faces during the unprecedented global COVID-19 pandemic. In regard to your performance, and more particularly to its improvement, this transition period allows us to look back and take stock of our achievements and setbacks in implementing the strategic blueprint that is the SJT, a service delivery agenda for the period 2017-2021. This evaluation will contribute to the platform upon which the incoming Chief Justice will chart the course for the institution to further progress on its journey of transformation. In regard to the new normal imposed on us by the ongoing pandemic, it allows us to assess and improve our strategies to mitigate the impacts of the pandemic on the effective and efficient delivery of justice. My colleague judges, allow me, if I may, to reflect further on the performance scorecard that has previously been presented by Her Ladyship, our Principal Judge for the High Court. As at January 2017, when SJT was rolled out, there were about 58,487 cases older than 5 years. Between then and December 2020, 70,453 cases have been resolved, leaving the number currently standing at 6,995 cases that are 5 years and older. This represents a reduction of 88%. If anybody in this room is not clapping, I don't know what you are waiting for. That, by any standards, is a fantastic job indeed. For the period 2018-2019, the case clearance rate target in criminal cases was some 84.6%. I'm glad to report that you surpassed this target and achieved a rate of 112%. In the same period, your case clearance rate target in civil cases was 97.5. Again, you surpassed this target and achieved 157. This high level of productivity is mirrored in your merit productivity rating. Target for the 2018-2019 was 126. Instead, you achieved 170 in merit-based determinations. If that's not evidence of hard work, I do not know what is. However, the Directorate of Planning and Organizational Performance, DPOP and Dr. Mwilu, they have here caseload statistics that their report for half year 2020-2021, covering the period 1st July 2020 to that 1st December 2020, shows a total of 10,646 cases filed against some 7,700 cases resolved during that period. As at June 2020, there were a total of some 89,415 pending cases in the High Court, and this increased to 92,530 pending cases as at December 2020. With the case clearance rate at an average of 72% across the High Court, despite the best efforts from judges and judicial officers in the High Court, judicial officers in the names of the registrars that do our taxations and stuff like that, case backlog is unfortunately increasing. In the above referenced period, case backlog for matters 5 years and older has seen a 3.4% increase, Indeed, with a workload per judge of 1064 cases against a current rate of about 180 matters per year per judge, it is clear that despite our best efforts, this, unfortunately, will only continue. We just had our PJ on that one. My colleague judges, I am well aware of the challenges that you face in tackling case backlog in our courts. Most debilitating amongst these are significant financial and human resource deficits. We must, however, continue to optimize the utility of the limited methods and resources that we have. According to the above cited DPOP report, the leading reason for adjournments during that reporting period was the court is not sitting, 25%. And the unfortunate bit about the court not sitting is the fact that our clients do not know that the court is not sitting. And so they don't plan to do other things. Instead, they do log in. And for those of us who are still doing physical hearings, I'll come to that slightly later, they come, but they don't find us because the court is not sitting, 25%. That's the data we got from DPOP. There are, in my view, therefore, steps that we can take even in our current circumstances to improve as an institution. There are steps we can take to improve as an institution. SJT told us, and it is reflected in our strategic plan, in the judiciary strategic plan for the period 2019-2023, that we must continue to improve our individual work methods and concurrently improve our organizational culture. As I am sure you are no doubt aware, the judiciary is implementing the organization review report for the period since 2018 and going forwards. And right now, we are dealing with improving administrative support to judges and magistrates with the appointment of the new committees, the standing committees that were formed towards the end of the tenure of Emeritus CJ Maraga, and which we informed you about in January this year. The judiciary leadership structure is also being revamped